going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. This is probably the first, actually no, this is like the first ever mukbang that I've ever done, and I'm doing it with my mother.
Hey. Hello.
And so, though she doesn't have food, she has popcorn
And ice.
Yeah, and ice. She's an ice muncher. And
Yes, I am.
And I went and I grabbed me a salad from the mall. So
I should have got one to bring home to have for later, because it does look very good. I'm mad about it. I was thinking I should have got one.
Yep.
They salads, they bust looking really good.
It's just soggy because I haven't, like, I didn't eat it right away. So like everything is kind of soggy.
Why you get the salad dressing on it?
Because it tastes, when you get it at the mall and you sit down and eat, it tastes much better because it's fresh.
Yeah, I'd rather
But
put my own salad dressing on it.
But he probably put too much.
Yeah.
That's why I probably should have got more. I should have got more bacon on it because I didn't get chicken. Because the bacon kind of make it taste better.
I thought you didn't eat pork.
I do eat pork.
Oh,
I never.
know.
Hold on.
Where
I
did
never.
that
From Granny.
from?
You
Oh,
got
okay.
from Granny. Because
All
I never. Here's the thing. I'm a plant-based eater. I'll eat pork like every now and then.
What they call them?
No, a pescatarian, somebody who only eats fish.
That's what I'm about to be.
A pescatarian?
I'm not into chicken and stuff that much.
We grew up off meat, obviously, like pork and everything else, but I really don't eat pork. But
I really don't eat pork either. I do eat bacon though. And
see, that's the
pepperoni
thing.
on the pizza.
Yeah, pepperoni, yeah, stuff like that. So I'm a plant-based
But I don't
eater.
eat pork chops and pork roasts and that type of stuff.
No.
But I will eat pepperoni on the pizza, like bacon bits. Don't put that on your lap because you know that. Yeah. Pizza. I will eat stuff like bacon. And I do like I haven't had bacon in a while. I'm trying to cut back on it though. I haven't had it in a while. But I like bacon. I just don't eat pork. So
Yeah.
I like bacon, but I don't eat like pork. So.
But you eat turkey bacon, right?
I do eat turkey bacon, yeah.
Yeah.
From time to time. I kind of got to be in the mood for that. I
Yeah.
eat turkey sausage more so.
Oh.
I like the turkey sausage. But, yeah, turkey bacon, you gotta, it's just something to eat. 'Cause it's not really, I haven't found the turkey bacon that's really good.
It's about really how you cook it. It's really about how you cook bacon. Well, I prefer regular bacon, but I probably consume more turkey bacon than ever. Like turkey products in general, burgers, everything else. But like I don't eat a lot of steak and ribs and stuff. I don't eat like big meats. I don't.
Red meat.
Yeah, red meat. I don't eat that. Like I may have ribs. If I can calculate how many times I've had ribs in 1 year, it's probably twice within a whole
You
year.
had none on the 4th because we had ribs left over.
No, I didn't want no ribs in it. I did, but I didn't. I was too stuffed up on like turkey burgers and everything else.
Yeah, I try to do a lot of turkey stuff. Every now and then, steak is, I have some red meat, but I don't have it often. I was telling somebody at work about I was gonna stop eating red meat, and they told me that you might want to think about that because the enzymes and stuff, women need that. So he's like, to completely stop is, you may want to like do a little bit more research before you just completely stop eating red meat. And I did, and I saw what he was talking about. So I don't eat red meat often.
Everything in
maybe
moderation.
once a month. I may, do a little steak or something like that, but not a lot. So
Like everything in moderation.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a really big chicken person. I'll do chicken breast, but like chicken on the, I don't know. I have something about chicken on the bone. I don't know.
Like wings.
Yeah, I don't know. Legs, wings. I can do more so chicken breast, and I'll do chicken breast, and I'll cut it up and make my own nuggets and stuff like that. But yeah. But I am a fish person. I could eat fish every day. Catfish, salmon, stuff like that. I like shrimp, and I make I call it goulash, and I actually mix it. I cook the shrimp, and I cook the it's like lobster meat, crab meat. I mix it all up, and I put this sauce on it, this cilantro, like it's a ranch dressing, and I put it over rice. Now that's really good, and it's really a quick meal. So those are things that I kind of turn to when my family is eating pork chops and things like that. So, you know.
Yeah, I don't do fish. I don't do seafood at all. I hate seafood.
Oh, I love seafood. I can do seafood.
I hate seafood.
How do you know you hate it?
I do hate seafood.
How? Why do you say that?
I mean, hate is extreme.
That really is. Because
But
how
I really
would you
don't.
say?
I don't like seafood. I don't like the taste of seafood. I really don't like the smell of seafood. A lot of seafood is made. A lot of seafood is made with garlic.
You don't have to make it with garlic.
No, but like the smell of it, because every time I smell, it's always made with some type of something it's a smell to it. I don't really care for it. I'm just not a fan of seafood. I'm not a fan of seafood.
I can do scallops, shrimp. I can do shrimp, but you can do a lot with shrimp. So I'll make shrimp and grits in a minute. That's something that you can do really quick. So, like, I'm into quick stuff, really good stuff. That's what I like.
I don't do that. I mean,
I can do fish though. I definitely can do fish, and I love my catfish fried really, really hard. So.
Is that considered well done?
No, it's fried really, really hard. I like it crunchy, right? I like it crispy. I don't wanna, cause it has slime, you know.
Yeah.
People know what I'm talking about. They eat catfish.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it fried really hard, you know. So yeah.
But I don't really like I don't like the smell of seafood. I don't like the taste of seafood.
I'm surprised because we used to do fried shrimp and fish all the time. And
yeah, I never ate it.
I know.
I was eating like pizza rolls and TV dinners back then.
It's funny though because I told to get Bryce to eat it and start eating it. I told him it was chicken nuggets.
You like clam?
No, like
story behind that one.
like catfish. So you know, we would do catfish nuggets, and I would be like, oh, it's chicken. So once he ate it and he liked it, because I know if I told him it was, you know, if I said catfish, sometimes words discourage kids. So I told him it was chicken, and after he ate it, he was like, that was good. I was like, oh, that was catfish. So now I can say, we having catfish. You want catfish? Because if I would have told him what it really was, he probably wouldn't have ate, eaten it. So.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still picky though. Still a picky, very, very picky eater.
Yeah.
He don't like salmon though. I don't know why. Salmon is really good.
I don't care for salmon. Salmon is like, when it comes to like vegetarians and stuff, they love salmon. They'll make salmon burgers. And, basically the main dish is salmon, and everything else is like cornbread, salmon and cornbread, like all that.
Oh, I made salmon croquettes.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's salmon meat, and you patty it up, mix it with like egg and corn flour, and you fry it, and that's really good with over rice and stuff like that. So it's just a quick meal. It's a nice quick meal. Since the corona and the pandemic, COVID-19, I have definitely YouTubed a lot, and I have learned how to cook a lot when I wasn't really a cook. I know your basic stuff, spaghetti, chicken, that type of stuff, but I think because I've had the time to rest, relax, not really be in a rush for everything, I actually take my time. And baking, I definitely was not a baker because I did not follow directions very well. So, but I have made like crunch cake. I made my own homemade crunch to go on the crunch cake. Like I've made crunch cookies. I've made all kind of,
She's baked a lot.
I have. I've baked a lot. I have baked a lot.
Like she'll look up a recipe real quick.
Yeah.
What about that popcorn you made?
Oh yeah.
She made some popcorn.
I made some banana flavored popcorn.
That was real good.
Yeah, it was good. I said I was gonna do Oreo flavor next. I have the stuff. I just need to take the time to really actually do it. But I've definitely learned to cook, and I actually appreciate it a little bit more. I'm more so not really. I know. For my husband, on Fridays they like to go out. They want to order something to eat. They pizza and stuff. I'm really not. I have to have a taste for pizza. I'm not a big pizza eater, but I usually be like, well, y'all go ahead on and I'll fix me something. And that's when I mix up my goulash and and do my little shrimp. I do some catfish and shrimp or something. I've done homemade onion rings. Those are really good. And I love homemade fries. I've always, as a kid, that was the only thing that we had a fry daddy. He'd sit on the kitchen table and you just heat it up. And I would cut up homemade fries. And when all my cousins would come over, they'd be like, "Can you make me some fries?" Because my fries used to be the bomb. So I'm still, you know, I like homemade fries. So I'll do that.
That probably explain how I am at the kitchen now. I'll make what they call it, southern fried potatoes. I'll make those in a heartbeat. If I
potatoes and onions, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll put peppers in it. Like I'll
Oh, you got that from me because I was a potato and onion. I can do some stuff with some potatoes now. I can't do nothing else.
I'll cut them real thin like potato chips. Put them in there and flip them. The only thing is, I gotta get like one of them non-stick pans because when you fry, how I like my potatoes, I like them with that brownish, almost like they burnt a little bit, but not on every single one. Yeah. And if you, the pan that I usually use all the time, I always gotta scrape. I always gotta scrape
the. That's in a good pan.
Yeah, a good non-stick pan.
Yeah, good non. Yeah.
Because once you put
Bath and Body Works, Bed Bath and Beyond, my Bath and Body Works, Bed Bath and Beyond with 20% off coupon. Because I need to get a good cake pan. Yeah. I don't have a really good cake pan. I want a cake pan with the hole in the middle.
Oh,
so that's what. Yeah, I was actually looking them up. Actually, last night, because I got a coupon again. So I wanted, you know. But I'm kind of waiting until they go out of business. I heard it was going out of business, and maybe I can get one on sale because those are not cheap. So a good one.
Really ain't nothing in there that affordable. No, I'm sorry. Nothing in there is that expensive. I bought the waffle maker off that coupon you gave me.
Well, to me, I'm not paying $39 for a cake pan. I don't think so.
Because I paid the waffle maker, you like $100. I think I spent only $40 on that.
Oh, that was good.
But it wasn't off the coupon. It was the regular waffle maker was like $50. And I used that $20 coupon off. Or something like 60 something. Either way, it was good. But I go in there like now. I would say that.
You been making waffles?
No, I just bought it. I haven't even taken out the packaging yet because I haven't bought like the ingredients to make waffles and stuff yet.
The mix.
Yeah. No, not the mix. Like I gotta buy. I'm not buying like flour. I'm buying like actual like oats and grind. I'm doing it from scratch. Like grind them up and.
Well, we buy the waffle mix from Aldi's, and it's actually in the box, like the gluten-free cake mix, and the waffle mix is only $1.99. So I get that, and that's what we make ours out of, and then we freeze them. So we'll pre-make the waffles, freeze them, and then that way they can just throw them in the toaster in the morning.
That's one thing I didn't do. I didn't cook. I used to eat out a lot, but since we've been in the house, no, I don't.
I think you still eat out.
I just cook more than I used to. So like potatoes.
I think that you can make stuff that can last. Like you should be able to make you something and it's gonna last you a couple of days, like chili.
Yeah,
spaghetti.
Chili can last me a few days.
Things like that.
A meal for me, especially since I be eating a lot of plant-based stuff, like $12 for, whatever I'm getting, and I don't eat.
Well, that's the luxury of being only you.
You're right.
When you eat, everybody eat. Right. You don't have to worry about nobody else but yourself.
Absolutely right.
It sure is nice. Right. I tell you, I don't know how that feels.
What you mean? You can make what you want.
I haven't had that feeling in 29 years.
You can make what you want.
I can make what I want, but I haven't had the luxury of knowing how it feels not to be responsible. I've been a mother more than half of my life. So that's good. Don't have any children, and that way you can keep on eating out and doing you. Because you have other things that you have to think about when you become a parent. Okay. You have to become responsible.
Like we get all that. I mean, she talking like she can't just.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you can't eat. I'm just saying you have other people that you have to think about. And so for us to go out to eat as a family of 4, we spending over $100. I mean, that meal might not be no less than $150.
I mean, yeah, if you're going out like that, but when it comes to food, I'm still kind of.
When we go out, we go out. There's no sense in not going out and getting what you want.
Look, I'm frugal still when it comes to stuff. The stuff that I eat is like plant-based or vegan food, and like I don't eat fast food. I stopped eating fast food a long time ago.
No, we don't do that.
I don't do fast food, and if it is something that's out, it's something particular. So it would have to be like, even though I don't really eat it, for instance, it'll have to be like Wingstop. If I just wanted to get some wings, like that's the closest thing I'm going. But I'm not doing drive-through, any of that stuff. Like my body is too far removed from eating that. Like if I eat that now, I'll get sick.
I don't think the last time when I had fast food, like I may get fries. I may, just
I can't even have fries. I can't even have
fries and maybe some nuggets. But other than that, I always just think of,
I can't even have fries.
I've been into too many people's houses that have not been clean and they work at the fast food restaurant. And I'm like, ugh. So if you're working here, if you're working at a fast food restaurant, and your house look like this, no.
You take care of themselves.
That's what kind of turned me off. I haven't had fast food. I can't even remember when.
What was the first meal you ever cooked?
Probably chicken wingdings. Fries and wingdings. Fries.
Granny. That's what she did.
Yeah.
She still do that too.
Because the fry daddy was sitting right there on the kitchen table. So all you do is plug it in. I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a French fry person. I think that's why I was always chunky as a kid. Because I ate a lot of potatoes. And a lot of cereal. A lot of cereal. I used to go to the market and whatever came out, Captain Crunch, Cookie Crisp, and she would buy all of that. And I wouldn't like stay on one box. You know, I would like have variety. So I was a cereal French fry kid. Yes.
See, I was raised the same way.
No, not on French fries.
No, not on just French fries.
You was raised on fast food.
I was raised on fast food. I was raised on fast food.
I was working.
I'll say this: as a teenager, I was a bit thicker. As a teenager, I was a bit thicker because, like, now that I'm older, and like especially now when you spending your own money, like you realize how important.
Well, let me say this: he was not eating McDonald's and stuff every day. We used to go sit down and eat. No. And stuff like that.
No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is we would eat out.
Because I worked.
Yeah, but she also cooked too. I'm not saying that she never cooked. Like she cooked like the standard like spaghetti and I don't know
Salisbury steak. Remember I used to make that? I can make that. Oh, that was another good meal. That was a meal like
Salisbury steak.
Where you put the flour and you fry and you put the gravy. It was like gravy rice, and you would have string beans.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I had that in so long, I forgot she made it.
Yeah, that was a Sunday meal.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I didn't know how to make that. I tried to cook. I just wasn't because I was raised on fast food. My mother didn't cook. She didn't really like. I was raised on French fries and wingdings. But she worked, so by the time she picked me up, if I didn't eat where I was at, you know, it was like, what you want to eat? So I was raised on Church's Chicken, KFC, and McDonald's. Mainly Church's Chicken. I think we lived at Church's Chicken. Church's Chicken on 7 Mile in Wyoming. That's what we. And then she would treat us. It was a treat on Fridays, and we would go to the little barbecue place down the street. That was right next to the Little Caesars over there, and we would get rib tips, and that was good. My mother tried too, but I think I've done a lot better. She tried. She just didn't know. She didn't really know how to cook. But I learned that my grandparents they was in the real estate and stuff, and they had 8 kids. So my mother and them always had a housekeeper. So they didn't have to cook. They always had a housekeeper because my grandparents always needed somebody to be there with the 8 kids. So they didn't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
So I don't think, really, none of them really can cook. I think Auntie Shirley was cooking, but it wasn't, we ain't know no different. So, to us, that was cooking. She used to know how to cook, but did she really know how to cook? Because I know as we got older, and we'd be like, oh, yeah, let's make this and make that. We'd be like, ooh, that ain't good. That wasn't good. When we was young, we didn't know no better. So,
just eat what you had.
We just ate, yeah. So they wasn't raised like that. So, I think it was just, but I actually, I feel like I kind of broke that generational thing with cooking because I have learned how to cook. One thing, Phil, he cooks, so he know how to cook. So that was a good, he can cook. He knows how to cook.
He can do all the standard manly stuff that you.
No, he can cook though. He knows how to cook. So I learned a lot from him because I did want to cook for my family. It was just like, it was kind of discouraging when you make something and you really think you done did something, and he'd be like, oh, that was all right. And I'm like, I'm gonna make such and such again. He like, no, that's all right, I'll make it. And then he start calling home like, take out so and so. So he liked to cook though. So he liked to eat, he liked to cook. I don't have no problem with that. But I think I know my way around the kitchen a little bit better than I did.
So Phil been cooking steak since I met him.
Yeah.
He all cook. That stuff. If he like that's one thing that I learned about myself. I'm a picky eater. I'm probably not as picky as Bryce though, but I'm very like simple when it comes to food. So like chili, spaghetti. I don't eat a lot of fried food, so it's not a lot of stuff that I desire to eat.
Well, you used to eat like SpaghettiOs too.
Yeah, I grew up. Oh, that's like people talk about. No, here's the thing. People talk about ramen noodles. I really grew up on SpaghettiOs. Like, I remember when SpaghettiOs. We used to go to the market over there on Wyoming and 7 Mile back then, and I remember the SpaghettiOs was like 75 cents a can.
He don't like spaghetti. He don't like stuff like that. He barely don't like spaghetti. He don't like meat in his spaghetti. He only want the noodles and the sauce. He don't want meat. Yeah.
I grew up off SpaghettiOs, of course, like cereal, like back when, well, I remember when, like Cookie Crisp first came out, we had that. Then, of course, like...
Cookie Crisp been out. You probably just...
yeah.
You discovered it.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm thinking like the Oreo. Remember the Oreo cereal? That was brand new, but like, obviously Captain Crunch been out. And then we used
I was a Captain Crunch fan.
And she shopped at like Gordon Food Service. I think at once upon a time we used to go to Sam's Club. We used to get like it wasn't Captain Crunch, but it wasn't the bag. It wasn't the box. It was like the bag. So it was enough to. Yeah, man. I used to eat cereal for like as snacks and stuff. But now looking back, it seemed like you did. It seemed like you cooked like Salisbury steak, spaghetti, obviously like cook. Fries.
Yeah, I would cook when I had the time to, but I was running the business. I didn't have, how much time did I have? So I had Mondays and Sundays. Mm-hmm. Mondays and Sundays. And days that if I got off early, which was never. So I was a crock pot person too, though. Remember, I like crock pot. I cooked a lot.
Oh, what's roast beef? I think you made roast beef. No, not what. What's in the crock pot? Roast beef, right?
Beef ribs. I think it was beef ribs I made because I can still make those.
What's the stuff that you put in the bag? Remember you used to put it in the bag?
Oh, yeah, it was roast beef. And I would do that, in the bag with the carrots and potatoes and stuff. Yeah, that was another meal that I would make in a crock pot. Slow
rice,
cooking.
With the rice.
Yeah, with the rice and stuff. Yeah, I think I did. I've gotten a lot better, though. But I think with the COVID stuff, it's definitely made me rest because I'm not rush. Now I can take my time, read directions. I take a little bit more pride in my food. Yeah.
Cooking is very simple. Like baking is a whole different thing, but cooking is very simple. And now, because I tell you this, I just now started really cooking, but because of my job and I'm always out and stuff, and because of like diet issues and stuff, like I had to cut out a lot of stuff. So now since COVID and me like actually learning how to cook and stuff, and I still haven't learned, like it's still stuff that I still have to like figure out, and I still like try to cook. Like the other day I tried to cook lentil chili and it was terrible.
In my head I can cook. In my head I can throw down. Like I be really thinking I can do this.
Oh yeah, hey look, I learned how to cook.
In my head I can throw down, like, cause I could look at a recipe like I can do that. Now I'm like I can do that. In my head I can throw down. But I've been doing a little better. I'm still learning seasonings and different things like that. So I have picked up, when I'm looking at recipes on Pinterest, I'll go like tartare and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this because I look at recipes and be like, oh, it say you need this, that, and the other. So I'll pick up stuff while I'm out if I see it. Mm-hmm. Different seasonings and things like that. So one day I can, I'm good at the pasta. I can do pasta really good. Like shrimp pasta, I do like Alfredo, and I know how to make my own Alfredo sauce with like heavy whipping cream and stuff. I love Aldi's because Aldi's have like everything, and they have a lot of gluten-free stuff. So I can, I want to make some seafood mac and cheese. I definitely want to try that. Mm-hmm. I did do a lobster grilled cheese with gruyere. I think it's called gruyere cheese, and it actually was good. I did it on Hawaiian bread. You talking about? Oh, it was good.
Hawaiian bread make it sound good.
Yeah, it was really good because I was looking at something, and I don't know. Like I said, I do Pinterest. I've been watching like YouTube and stuff, and that happened to come across, and I was like, I'm gonna make this. So I went to the store and got some of the cheese, the giri. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I made it, and it actually was pretty good. It was pretty good. I was really surprised. I surprised myself. So.
What was it like having your own shop?
I mean, it was good. That's all I knew, though. The shop ran itself pretty much. So I just had people in there working for me and paying me booth rent. But that's what I did. That's what I knew how to do. That was a 25-year career, you know. So it was cool because it was something that I enjoyed doing. I enjoyed doing nails. I like doing nails. I like the flexibility of it. I know when you started playing basketball, I used to cut my day and then go take you to basketball practice, come back, you know, stuff like that. So I mean, I like the flexibility of my hours, and I could work when I wanted to work or whatever. I didn't like not having the guaranteed money. So that was the only thing. Knowing what you're going to get from week to week to week. Because, you know, people, you know, sometimes people got it and sometimes they don't. So, but I enjoyed it because I met a lot of people. I met a lot of, you know, some of my friends that's still my friends now. I met them from doing their nails, you know. You meet a lot of different people. Like, I did some Stars nails. I did, what's the lady from Rock? Ella, what's her name? Did her nails.
Oh, from the show Rock.
From the show The Rock. She was going to the Grammys or some big event, and I did her nails. I used to do a boxer's nails. What was his name? And he actually fought. He ended up losing the fight, but if he would have won the fight, he would have been on top. Was Oscar De La Hoya. He fought him. That was like he reached his prime. What was his name? But I used to do his nails regularly. I did some radio personalities nails. So, I mean, you meet a lot of people. You network. It's really good. So you got to be a people person, though. You definitely got to be a people person. Know how to work with people. Know how to talk with people. And know that you're going to have some complaints because some people just going to complain, but you got to know how to handle it. So I never really had, no issues or nothing like that. And, and I was very professional. So I never, people knew when they came in my shop that it was, even though I was young, they knew that they was coming in a professional environment, and I was about my business. So it was good. It was good. It paid me. Look, it took care of us. It paid many bills for sure. I definitely can't complain.
Like back in the day, they had the nail magazines. And and we was in that picture probably somewhere downstairs. Yeah, but I remember she had a whole photo shoot that was promoting her nail shop, because before then she was working like 2 different shops. Before then I did nail dressers, then I did nail stop, then I went to Gary's hair effects, and then I opened up my shop. So and Gary's was that the one that was in right here up the street?
That was on Coolidge in that mall. That was in the strip mall down from nail dressers. Remember?
All right.
Yeah.
What was the spot that was over here that was on Greenfield?
That was Nail
13.
Stop.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. That was a while. That was when before we moved to Southfield.
Yeah.
Because we was living on Joy Road at the time. On Metatol. Yeah, I remember that.
My desire not there anymore. I get a lot of calls. People, every time I run into somebody, you still doing nails? Like, no, oh man.
But it's a side hustle still.
It's still a side
hustle. If you want to do it again.
You gotta really have it in you. And I don't think my grind is there anymore. I used to grind and hustle, and I don't think my grind is there like it was when I was a little younger. Because you deal with a lot of different stuff. Like people change, and playing with your money and all this. But now, with my lapse and my break, now the people, they got all this computer stuff. You got to book online, put your deposit down, all that. See, I wish they had all that back then, because if somebody canceled, you was just asked out of some money. You know what I'm saying? So now they got it a little bit better, where you have to do a lot of stuff online, and you have to put your deposit online. So don't show up if you don't want to. You're going to lose that deposit. So I think it's a little better. I just don't, I don't know. I guess it's not in me like it used to be, but it's something that I think I would never like completely stop, because I still do my own stuff, and I still find myself looking through nail books and wanting to order stuff, and I'm thinking like, what am I gonna order this for, But I do know I have gotten so many calls of people calling, be like, are you doing nails? Because I don't want to go back to the Koreans. I don't want to go back. But you know what I'm saying? It's really a quality thing. And what I did know is, not to toot my own horn, that I gave you quality work. And your nails was going to last. They wasn't lifting the next day. Or, your stuff was on point. I was a pink and white queen. So, like, I do know that I gave good quality. So I've gotten so many, calls about people asking me because they like, but now they don't want to go back to the Korean. So it might be a big boom for nail business again because a lot of people are looking for somewhere that they can go and they're gonna spend their money and get quality work. Because you pay $10 for your nails, you're gonna get $10 nails. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've got a lot, and I thought about it for a minute, like, but I just don't want to tie up my Saturdays or take away from my family doing that, because it really ain't even that serious like that no more. I always know that I can always do it if I need some extra money, but I've thought about it. I may do a pamper party here or there or something if somebody asks me to, but I gotta have a guaranteed certain amount of money that I'm gonna make when I get there. Or you gonna pay me a deposit, like, because I'm not just coming out to be wasting my time. So that's still on the table. That's definitely, I would never say no, completely no to nothing. Because I know my skills and I know that I can do it. But just kind of waiting on all this to blow over and see where we're at. It's definitely a thought, and I've been doing a little bit more research, so we'll see.
What was it like in college?
Oh, that was the best time of my life. I think everybody should go to college and go away. That was the best time of my life. And my best friend to this day that I've known for over 30 years is my roommate. It was fun. Like, it was fun. I think everybody should experience that. It was definitely fun.
What was that like?
It was just fun. I mean, because you're away from home, you really don't have rules. You live by your own rules. It's almost like, I mean, I'm not gonna say you're an adult because you're 18, but like you don't have nobody telling you gotta come back in at 12. You gotta be back in at this. Like, you really make your own rules, and the partying, and I wasn't really a drinker or nothing. Like, I wasn't into like drugs or nothing like that. But of course, when you go to school, you're gonna try those things, but once you realize it ain't for you, like, oh no, I ain't trying to feel like that tomorrow. But you just fun. It's just fun, and I think
freedom.
Some freedom, definitely freedom. But it was a good experience. I don't have anything bad to say. I wish I just would have stayed. I wish I would have stayed at Wilberforce. I really do. I should have stayed there and finished out at Wilberforce. But things happen. So. But it was a very good experience for me. I think anybody you talk to that has been to college, and I don't think nobody ever say that it was a bad experience. Like, it's really what you make it. Once again, you're networking with different people. You meet people from all over. I mean, met people who live in California. You be thinking like, you came to Ohio, like So New York, New Jersey, everybody got different accents going on. It was just, it was just fun, and it was,
Wait, you went to school in Ohio?
Yeah, I went to Wilberforce. It was in Xenia, Ohio.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Xenia, Ohio, across from Central State. So we had two colleges in the same little town across the street from each other. So we didn't have a party, they had a party. They didn't have a party, then we go rapping. You know what I'm saying? So it was just cool. And that's where I met Brittany. Friends, ride or die.
A lot of the people that maybe she's known from doing their nails or been knowing way before I was born are like real aunts. Cause they've been knowing me since I was born. They've been knowing me since I was young. I was like the only kid in the shop when she had a shop. And it was rare that people would bring their kids there. And it really wasn't no kids on that street, except for the other place, Jamaicans. Yeah, but it really wasn't no kids, so I was the only one. Everybody that I've spoke to, like even like friends that have went away for like the service or whatever, like basically they've told me that the experience is basically the same. It really is no difference except for you
different.
Yeah, you working. You working to serve. Whether you're in the Marines or aircraft, but they basically tell me the same exact stories of the same exact experiences. Like you really don't. I mean, obviously in the service you have a curfew somewhat, but
But you're working towards something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're working towards something.
I
Y'all
think
go
the
out.
service is a good. I tried it. I tried to go to the service at one point when I was doing nails because I wanted some insurance. And
Before the shop or after the shop?
this was kind of like, this was before I had my own shop.
Okay.
You probably was probably about, but this one I was working at another, so you had to be about 2.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't have any insurance. I didn't have no insurance. And my roommate in school was in the reserves. So I remember she was telling me, she was like, you know, before Bridget was my roommate, but she was in the reserves, and she was like, oh yeah, I just go once a month and they pay for me to go to school. And I was thinking like, and she got all these benefits and everything. So when I came home from Wilbur Forest, and I was starting to do nails or whatever, I was like, I'm gonna go and I'll do the reserves, and then that way I can have insurance. All I gotta do is go once a month. I thought I was gonna go through I had it all planned out in my head. I was gonna go do this 30-day boot camp. You was gonna stay with your granny. I'm gonna go do that, come back home, and we're gonna have insurance, and we're gonna have all these benefits, and I'm gonna be getting paid, and blah blah blah. So I went to the what you call it, God, if that's my tongue, the recruiting office, and I walked in the door, and I, you know, before I could say anything, the man, he was like, you too big. And I was like, what? Right. I was like, what? But I said, that wasn't nothing but God, because you know, during that time, Desert Storm hit. So just think, if I would have did all of that, I'm thinking, I'm just going to go away for 30 days, do the boot camp, come back home, be in a reserve, go somewhere, you know, once a month and serve, and then, you know, and have all this stuff. But I said, that probably wasn't nothing but God, because everybody that I talked to was like, what? They usually work with you and tell you, you know, they'll work out with you and stuff like that. But that man didn't give me no, like, he was just like, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I said, that wasn't nothing but God, because I could have got into that and been sent off over this, where Desert Storm was, and came back with the orange plague and the heebie-jeebies. So I said, that, you know, maybe that was just God's way of like, no, we're going to do it this way. So I look at it like that. I always, you know, look at stuff like that, because I had it in my mind. I had it all planned out. Like, I'm going to do it like this, this, and this. And it's like, nope, this is not how you're going to do it. So, it, you know, it worked out. It worked out. But I actually thought about the service, because I was thinking like, oh, it'd be good, and then I can have insurance, and, you know, for my child, and and, you know, but it just didn't work out. You know, that wasn't in the plan, so I look at it like that.
What was the experience of being in school and being pregnant at the same time?
I blew that year. That was a I was just standing on campus and doing nails. I blew that year. That was I did nothing. I really did. I stopped going to class. I was just like, I'm trying to make this money. It was just a place for me to stay. Like, that was a year that I blew. I blew that year. I did. And I did nails all day, you know, and I had lines of people, you know, in the dorm.
Yeah, because she dropped out.
I would just
do nails. She had me.
No, but when I was pregnant with you, I was in school, and I did nails, and that was all I did, because I was trying to, you know, get up on some money. So I was like, shoot. Because even when I was in college, when I was at Wilberforce, you know, your granny didn't send me money. I used to just tell her, don't send me no money, just send me some nail supplies. I make my own money. And she would send me nail supplies, and she would send me little acrylic and stuff, and I made my own money. I didn't need no money, because I made my own money. So, yep. When I got to Eastern, yeah, I blew that. That was a year that that was a wasted year. That really was. That was a year that I still had to pay for. I still had to pay for that year. But, yeah, I didn't do nothing but nails. I think I went to class in the beginning, and then I was just like, it wasn't in me. I just stopped.
What made you go from Ohio back up here?
Because I thought I was in love, and I was trying to be closer to my boyfriend. That was a big mistake. So that's why I said I should have stayed in Ohio. If I would have stayed in Ohio, I would have got done in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? But I did not stay in Ohio.
You thought you was in love, so
I thought I was in love, trying to be closer to my boyfriend, and he was ripping and running the streets. Wasn't no good for me.
This is what I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah. And just, you know, but you don't know, you young, you know, you think, you know, we're gonna be together forever. Like, How dumb is that? You know, I be wondering, when I see young girls, I be thinking to myself, like, honey, run. Like, you just do not know. Run fast, because you're going to come across 4, 5 other knuckleheads for real, like, you know. But, you know, you young, you don't know. Just young, and being dumb and that kind of stuff. So, it's just, you know. It's a life lesson. And one thing about life lessons is, it's a good thing when you learn from life lessons. But it's not good when you don't learn from life lessons and you continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And I can honestly say, my life lessons actually taught me, and I didn't make those mistakes over. Like, they were true life lessons. Like, I don't want to do that again. I ain't trying to feel that way again. I don't want to do this again. So, you know, but I think everybody had to go through their own process. And I think when you have a praying mama, because I know your granny she probably was like, oh my God, my daughter just, and you have praying family members, I think it definitely helps, you know, just having a praying mama. You know, I pray for my kids, I pray for y'all all the time, like, Lord, just put your arms around them and protect them and keep them and, you know, put them in the right direction. So, you know, that's all you can do as a parent. You know, everybody wants their kids to be better than them. So, you know, your granny was disappointed more so when I got pregnant with you. She was disappointed, but at the time I didn't understand. Now I'm a parent, I understand the disappointment because you feel like I've sacrificed and I've done all these things for my child to do better than me, and they don't do, you know what I'm saying, they do the opposite, the things that I'm trying to keep them away from. I know I was watching something on YouTube, and this lady, she was whooping her daughter because her daughter was on Facebook Live smoking and drinking. And I literally cried. I literally cried watching this lady because I felt it and I understood, like, you just want your kids to be better than you. Like, you feel like I do all of these things. I've, you know, sacrificed all these things for you to do better than me. And it's like, this is what you want. So she was trying to tell her daughter, she had her daughter hemmed up in the corner. She's like, oh, so you think you grown, you want to smoke, you want to drink? And her daughter was like, no, Mom, why you got me on Facebook Live? It's embarrassing. She said, you don't think it's embarrassing for me when you on Facebook, you want to drink and smoke like you grown? And I mean, and it was just like, and she was like, move your hands down. Move your hand, you know. So, but I feel like I can feel her because it is. She's like, I ain't no crackhead, Mama. I done did this. Everything I done gave you. From this day on, you ain't got nothing. You have nothing. You ain't got no cell phone or nothing. It's like you do these things for your kids, thinking, oh, I'm gonna do, you know, try to make it better for them. I'm gonna give them this so they don't have to want for this, you know. Or, you know, you think back when you was a kid, the things that you didn't have, you always try to give your kids what you didn't have, you know. But as a parent, it's a learning lesson. Like, that's a true learning lesson. Like, really, parenting don't come with no instruction book. It don't say when they turn 10, turn to page 56. Okay, this is what you do. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because every kid is different. You know, all of y'all is different. So I have to treat y'all accordingly to how, you know, you are. And you know, and it's a difficult thing. When you have more than one child, you got to adjust. You got to be 3 different people. You know, almost 4 different people because you got to still know yourself. So, I felt her, and I had, like, a tear came down my eye because I felt this lady pain just to hear her talk, like, all this I do for you, and this is what you want to do. This you think that this is all you can do. You know, you can't do no better than this. This is what you want. And the little girl, like, in her mind, she probably just thinking, my mama embarrassing me. Oh, I'm embarrassed. But, like, I felt her mama because I'm like, this lady probably, you know, looked like the house was nice. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no telling what she done sacrificed. You don't know. Rob Peter to pay Paul and some of that kind of stuff. Kids don't know the sacrifices and things that you're not supposed to know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember times when I didn't have money to, you know, to feed you. But guess what? No. But I knew that Auntie Vanessa, she cooked. I knew every day that Auntie Vanessa cooked dinner at 5 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock. You go over there, you gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna be like, no, you can't eat. So I knew if I took you over there and I ain't had no money to really buy no McDonald's or buy, you know what I'm saying? I knew that if we went over there, you was gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things.
This was also at a time, you think of, this is like the 90s. This is the 90s.
Yeah.
So you think about at that time, I think every family member lived like at a certain radius from one another.
Yeah.
So like you had like Granny was like near 7, Well, and then Auntie Vanessa was down the street, and then you had Auntie Shirley over there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost like a little circle or whatever. So yeah.
And
but
then,
yeah.
So family was like real tight knit back then, where that could happen. Nowadays, everybody's kind of separated.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not really like that. I mean, everybody's one phone call away, but it's not like back then where, you know, if that was the situation, like.
Well, I think, you know what, and I think times change. First of all, when people die, I just know that my grandparents was always, my grandmother, when she would call, it don't matter, you can be mad at whoever, but I want y'all to come over on Sunday, we're gonna have dinner. You came over there on Sunday, you act like you had some sense and you had dinner. You wouldn't over nobody's house fighting and acting no fool. But so when certain people die, they don't keep certain things going. And like my cousins, like my grandparents was like, I think about my grandfather all the time and my grandmother all the time, because they were grandparents. Like, they took us, like, all my cousins, we all knew each other. We went out of town together. We spent over their house together. We went to church together. Like, those type of things, they don't do that. You know, grandparents ain't grandparents no more. Grandparents is 40-year-old grandparents. They not grandparents that want to take the time to, you know, be with their kids unless they have to, because their daughter a crackhead or their son a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is, a lot of times, too, in families where it's always the daughter's kids are closer to the grandparents than the son's kids. Well, when I was growing up, my uncle's kids, my auntie's kids, we all knew each other. We all grew up together. My grandparents would pick them up, pick us up. You know what I'm saying? My grandparents took us, we went to Bible study. My uncle played a really big, Uncle Greg, he played a really big part in our life, as far as being, because everybody didn't have a father. He was everybody's father. So, you know, he would pick us up on Wednesday nights. We would all load up in whatever car he had, and you know, that's before you had to wear seatbelts. I mean, we would be piled up, and he would take us over to Highland Park to this lady. Her name was Mother Morris, and she would do Bible study with us in her basement. And when we left Bible study, we was going to get a hamburger and we was going to get dropped off at home. But that was like our weekly thing. But that was our commodity of us coming together and being together, and then we worship together. People don't do that now. You know, people is out for themselves. People just don't. You know, things are different. Family styles and stuff is different. Some families do that, because I still hear, you know, you talk to people and they be like, oh, my brother, you know, you still have people that are very close-knit. It's unfortunate that our family just kind of went their separate ways, because everybody kind of moved around and went, you know, different ways or whatever. But, you know, it's not the same how it was, because we were very, very close-knit at one point. And I just remember us growing up. But my grandfather used to get up in the morning. He would cook us breakfast. We would spend that over there. He would cook us breakfast. We would go to church. You know, be in church all day, and you know what I'm saying. So we spent a lot of time with our grandparents. They would take us to church events. We would, you know, after church we had to go to another church, and we was on the road traveling to a church in Arkansas. We was doing this. Like, those days, it's just not like that anymore. You know, people don't do that kind of stuff anymore. You know, and I'm not gonna say all, so I can't speak for all. I just know for our family, like, me and my cousins, my first cousins, we knew, and my family also, even with my uncles and stuff, if they had a girlfriend that had kids, they was our cousins. Like, I have, you know, we still.
That's where that came from.
I mean, we still got people that my uncles done date. I mean, we was kids, like, you know, 10 years old, that we still. These people are still around. We still consider them family, because it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, you know, don't be bothered with, you know what I'm saying? No, if he dated you, he was a damn good father figure. Now, he might not have been a good husband or a boyfriend, but one thing about, I can say, the men in my family, they have always been very good fatherly men, and always, you know, took upon themselves to father people, even when they wasn't their biological father. So that I can say. I'm very proud of my cousins, because all of them are excellent fathers. You know, nobody hasn't ever been to the point where they didn't tell you they was a deadbeat, because they wasn't. Because my grandfather, he just was, and Greg wasn't like that. So they learned from my grandfather, and they learned from Greg how to be men and how you step up. And if you dating somebody with kids, you taking on that responsibility as that father figure in that home. Just times are different now. Times are different, and you know, you notice the difference in people. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I get it. You know, yeah, I get it.
I was basically raised the same way. Like, we did family trips.
Yeah.
I think like we Cedar Point every year.
Yeah, Cedar Point, that was every other week.
Yeah, that was every other week. I did, I've done the cruises and, Disney World, Disneyland, visited family in different states with family. Like, that's how I was raised. So, like, a nice bulk of my cousins, like, we close like that because, we were the ones that was going on these trips. But I can say definitely, I think once grandma died.
No, Auntie Shirley too.
No, really when Auntie Shirley hit. But when grandma died, it was kind of like it was a small decline, but nobody noticed. Yeah. But when Auntie Shirley passed, that's when things kind of got real. Yeah. It got real different.
Yeah. And she would definitely call some stuff together too. She, we would definitely have dinner together, and we would have different, things. We had soul food Sundays, and you remember we had soul food Sundays, and everybody come together and potluck, and that was really nice. But yeah, it just seemed like when certain people die out, that happens. Yeah. It just happens. It changed the dynamics because we gotta have somebody that's gonna keep it going, but you have to have somebody that have that to them that's gonna be like, look, we gonna listen. Come to keep all that other mess, whatever y'all got going on. We ain't dealing with that Sunday. On Monday y'all deal with that, but on Sunday you'll come and don't say nothing to him, don't say nothing to her. But definitely after Auntie Shirley passed, it was almost like it was definitely different because she was that glue. She was the oldest, and she was the glue that kind of kept it going after grandmother.
Just about everybody got kids, so they got their own
kids, grandkids.
Yeah, everybody got their own life going. People moving. Yeah.
Well, Greg try to keep us together. Greg has always been open and friendly like that. Everybody come. He don't have no problem with that. But things change. Life change. Things change.
Yeah.
And then you realize how you want to do your family, and what's important to you, and how do you want to, how you want your family to be. So then it's up to you to make the changes on how you want your family to be to move forward. So it's just the unfortunate thing though about me being an only child. I think it's and I don't think nobody should be. I never wanted you to be an only child. That was one thing I was like, he is not gonna be the only child, because it's not fun. It's when you're young it don't really matter, because but when you get older it's not a fun thing because it's just you.
Yeah.
It's just you. You don't have a sister or brother or whatever. I have half siblings or whatever, but we didn't. It's nothing like growing up in a house with somebody and being there with somebody and fighting with somebody and going through the normal woes with somebody. So it's just I don't suggest anybody have only one child if you can. I mean nowadays I don't know.
And I was out here and you said something like, well, I was the only child. So something you said about being an only child. He's like, well,
it brings back, because you guys don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, you
don't want to do. I'm like, I never thought that I wouldn't be like, I was always a social butterfly. Hey, let's go.
But you also a girl too.
Yeah,
you're also a woman. So
I understand, but like, I always thought that I would have like. In my mind, I wanted 6 kids. I wanted them all to be boys, and we was just gonna have this one big happy Brady Bunch family.
6 kids.
Yes, I got 3, and we were gonna have fun. It was just gonna be, the house was always gonna be live, and it was just like, now it's just like, you gotta brag folks to do stuff with you. I gotta buy you something to come with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, and it's probably because I do have boys, it's a little different. I think if you have girls, you have a little bit more common.
If she had a daughter, then she would probably,
it'd
be different. And she'll have somebody to connect with on that level. Yeah. I did feel the kind of way when you said that. Like,
we're good. I meant for you to feel that kind of way.
No, I did feel kind of bad. My siblings, we 10, 15 years apart. There's a huge gap.
Yes. And don't do that either.
There's a huge
gap. Don't do that.
So, because there's a huge gap, we don't really relate like that. We don't. That's what
well, because everybody's time is different. Your time is different because how you grew up and how, I'm saying, things are different. You always say, well, you don't do them like you did. Yeah, I was younger then. Like, I don't have time.
I was a test subject.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't have that time. Like, I don't have time. Like, sometimes you learn. You know, you was because you learn. You learn that it don't take all of that, all that hollering and fussing, and then I just be like, okay, give me the iPad, and then that's the biggest punishment. No electronics. Then okay, you know, that's like kicking somebody's ass. Sorry, excuse my French, but it is like it's equivalent to that. So. It's different, you know. It's just times are different. That's why I said when you have kids, you're gonna be dealing with different personalities, and you have to be all these different people because you have to conform to being the person that child needs you to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot different. I learned a lot. It's a lot of things that I regret. A lot of things that that if I could do it over again, I would. But I was a 20-year-old mama. Like, come on now. I didn't know. All I knew is you needed to eat, and you know what I'm saying. You needed somebody to take care of you. I knew that, but I didn't know anything about raising, like the things that's, I learned along the way. We grew up together. I didn't know.
I say it all the time. My mother's obviously my mother, but like my mother's really like my sister. Like I'm being 100% honest. Like my granny is more so like the mother, but my mom is my mom, but she really is like my sister because we really did grow up together, like,
single by myself, taking care of you by myself. Trying to make sure that you had what you needed and had, and I did the best that I could at that time. At that time, that was the best that I could. I did that by myself, and I was just like, I'm not. Next time I had kids, I'm gonna be married. I'm gonna raise, you know what I'm saying? And I just had that in my head because I was just like, I just can't do this by myself again. I mean, I made it, we did good. I did good, but but I just was just like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not having babies to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. I would love to have 2 years apart, a year apart. That would have been great.
So why didn't you?
Oh, please, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't about to be
like
by
3 years apart.
I just had in my mind that I was gonna be next time I had kids that I would be married, and I would, and that's what I did.
Listen, just about every cousin of mine has kids. It's only me and probably another cousin that don't have kids, and that's because I want to be able to give my kids like when I say everything.
Well, you ain't listen. Well, and I think everybody says that. Everybody says, and you never can really plan. When it happened, it happened. Like, I can't say I regret having you because it was a thing. It was the best thing to me that happened to me. It made me grow up. It made, I have this child. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad thing. Some kids are playing, some kids are not. But you can't say that. I think every parent says that. I'm gonna give my kids everything, and I want to be ready. And like, what is ready? What do you mean? What's ready? Because people that's ready ain't ready. Like, really, things happen, stuff change. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not in a rush to be I don't even know what name I would call myself. It ain't gonna be GG. I'm gonna have to have me a glamorous name. I don't know. No, that's just a ghetto name. No, I used to have to come up with something real cute and nice for me. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
No granny or none of that? No.
No granny. No, I don't want granny.
Yeah, a lot of new grandparents don't want to be called grandma. They want to be called something, either Gigi or something else.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I'm gonna have to think about it.
I do not.
I don't have time. I mean, I still got time, right, to come up with a nice little name. It's nice chatting with you guys. Yes. Like and subscribe. Give me a nice grandma name to be thinking about.
Comment. No, seriously, comment below what name do you think she should be called as a grandparent?
Yes.
Like, really comment below. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys we may see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.